I don't like this idea that ideas are cheap and it's only always about execution. Obviously, you have to execute well. Yes, no shit, right? Of course, executing is crucial, okay? But the idea that that's everything and ideas are cheap, no, they're not. Not good ideas, not commercial ideas. Here's another great example, and I don't mean to pick on this guy because they're kind of going through a rough time, clearly. This guy puts out a game called BZZZT. I haven't played it. It's got good reviews, looks cute, whatever. Here's what he says. He says, I have a deep depression. I'm not mocking the guy. That's terrible. I have a deep depression, slowly losing confidence and thinking about leaving indie game dev. My game has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, but its sales are below expectations. I don't know what I did wrong, so I can't see how to improve it. Maybe you can help me. And I'm like, what you did wrong was release a game called first off, and release a game that looks incredibly generic and incredibly been there, done that. And I don't mean that it's not a good game. I looked at the reviews today. The reviews are no longer overwhelmingly positive, but it's like very positive. And everybody in the reviews are like, this is really well made. The platforming feels great. It's good. It's fun. It's this, that, and the other. But inevitably, what you also see is a lot of people in the reviews not responding to his tweet saying, there's nothing this game does that hasn't been done time and time and time and time again. It just does it really well. So what you did wrong was you made the assumption that all that matters is execution, right? This is fine if you're a programmer trying to get a job and it's like, fuck, this guy's really good. But there's nobody that was wearing a hat on this program, on this product going, is this compelling? Like I could take this game, even if all you do is reskin it. Like there's nothing compelling about this in terms of a commercial product. The only way this game was ever going to sell, and I am not knocking this game, and I am not knocking this person. And trust me, I've had failures in the game space. It sucks. I get why he's depressed. It's heartbreaking. You put everything into it. But I bring it up more as a point of like, oh, ideas are cheap. No, they're fucking not. You could take this game. I mean, literally, you could just go, all right, I'm going to keep the exact same game, and I'm going to go, it's about a girl or a guy who is has superpowers, but they also have multiple personality disorder. So you never know which superpower she's going to get. It depends on what her personality is at the time. And in that, there are some gameplay things you might have to add that can cause you to manipulate when the personality is going to change or whatever. Or maybe that's even too much. If you just want to reskin it wholesale, you could say, I'm going to do a game called George Washington Goes Crazy, right? Take a public domain figure, make a cute little George Washington, and make it like he's gone fucking insane and he gets warped into this future world and I don't fucking know, but it'd take me 10 minutes to come up with something that would actually get people's attention. You have to execute, but you also got to have great ideas. And I feel for this guy, but this is kind of the thing, man. Put on your fucking marketing hat. Or at least just accept the fact that that's not for you. What's for you is you're clearly a great programmer. You're a great game designer. You've got really good chops. Now hook up with somebody who can make something commercial and you guys go make some fucking ducats. He can market the fact he didn't market it. Well, frankly, this came onto my radar because I was like, oh, he's depressed his game didn't sell. And that tweet, I guess, let me see how many, it didn't get that many, but it got 288 likes. It clearly found its way to me. I'd never heard of this game before. But I see this a lot, though. I see this a lot with indie devs. And again, maybe I get because I did it for so long. Maybe they really do drink the Kool-Aid and go, if you just make what you love and it's good, people will show up. And it's like, yeah, that's not how that works. That's not how that works at all. That is the lie that you're sold. That is the bullshit that you're sold, and you can do that, and you should do that, but you should know what you're getting into. But yeah, this offers nothing, at least on first glance. Now, maybe there's something really special, but if there is, that's not hinted at, and that's also part of the problem. Look at this. Andreas is here. He says, "Hey, Papa. Couldn't agree more on ideas. I get shit ideas all the time. Those are cheap. The sellable ones are the shit. You goddamn right. And they're hard, and they should be hard. And you can't just get by only with that. But it's got to be in your toolkit, man. I agree, Andreas. It's crazy. But I think what it is it's people. It's the people that don't really have a lot of good ideas, or they're not, that want to shit on them and kind of relegate them to this place of non-importance. And it's like, yeah, you only think that because that's not how your brain works. And that's fine. My brain doesn't work like a great programmer. I don't know how to do what this guy's doing that made this game. Can you recall a game at Sony that wasn't the best game, but sold well due to marketing? Frankly, Twisted Metal 1 wasn't a great game. It was a great game for its time in that it was unique, but the concept made that game work. The concept made that game fly. And then it was good enough and novel enough. I genuinely still stand behind Twisted Metal 2 as a great game, but I do not think Twisted Metal 1 was a great game, but it came along at the right time. And it had a great hook. But I've told the story many times about, we pitched marketing Twisted Metal and Warhawk. And I went to pee, and the marketing guys were in there, and they didn't know who I was. And they were talking all about how great Warhawk was. And I was just like going, but no one's talking about Twisted Metal. But Warhawk came out and it didn't do shit because it just conceptually wasn't that strong of a title. It was a great title. You have no idea, man. I remember Warhawk was the show pony. Twisted Metal looked like a fucking dog compared to a lot of other fucking games. But Warhawk, when they had there were 3 moments in Warhawk on PS1 that absolutely blew my mind. And we were like, oh my God, this is amazing. One was the canyon, because we had never seen reflections in the water like that. One was the storm, where you dove through the clouds and then the clouds dissipated and you had another section of the level below and above the clouds. It was like, are you out of your fucking mind? And then the other one that really blew our minds, and I know you're going to say, well, what's the big deal? Back then, this was mega. You're flying the ship around and you come up to an airship and you're able to shoot the airship and things on the airship, but then you can fly inside the airship. Now, again, I get it. Now you're like, so back then that was some heavy lifting. You didn't do that. You didn't fucking do that, man. Blew our fucking minds, man. It was amazing, those guys.